CSE 2024 का इनिशिएटिव टॉपर से गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम में रखा जा रहा है। इसमें हम प्रीलिम्स मेंस के लिए जितना भी कम्युनिटी से हेल्प बन पाएगा ये करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। आज का हमारा सेशन है CSE 2021 के सेलेक्टेड अखिल भाई के साथ। इनका 2023 में 4th मेंस था और 2 इंटरव्यू है और अभी डानिप्स सर्विसेज में है। तो मैं अखिल भाई से इनवाइट करूंगा कि पहले अपनी पूरी स्ट्रेटेजी बताए कि प्रीलिम्स कैसे किया, मेंस में क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, और किस तरीके से CSE 2024 के लिए जैसे फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है, सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट वाले हैं, जो भी है प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, उनको जितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हेल्प हो सके इस सेशन के द्वारा करने की कोशिश करेंगे। अखिल भाई।
Thanks, Robo bhai. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Thank you, and thanks, guys, all of you, for joining. First of all, I would like to introduce myself, and I would like to add few points in this session so that people feel connected to my journey. First thing first, I am proper village boy. I never went out of my village to prepare for UPSC. So all of my preparation strategies, all of my resources, checklist, test series, everything is from Telegram only. So if you are feeling that you can't come to Delhi and you can't afford coaching, please don't be disheartened. This I would like to add. And coming back to my journey, I have started this preparation in 2018, given 2019 as my first attempt. In that attempt, I failed to clear prelims. After that, I have given attempts continuously and I have been clearing the prelims with general category marks. And this is my 4th attempt in 2023. And in 2021, I've been able to clear UPSC with a rank of 566 and I've been allocated to DANIPS service. Okay. So in this journey, like in this session, I'm not going to talk about very general points. Rather, I would like to add points which are not so usual in other topper stocks. And I feel that this can make your journey a little bit different and a little bit unique, but at the same time fruitful. Okay. So I'll start. For example, if you are giving 2024 attempt, what you should be doing? First of all, don't jump into prelims mode as of now. There might be few guys from you which might be thinking like failed in last couple of prelims or last 3 prelims, and they are very fearful about the prelims. But please remember that this is a time to do optional and answer writing and not a time to prepare prelims. Okay, if you prepare prelims this time, what will happen? You will definitely clear the prelims, but you will face lot of difficulty in the mains examination. And this examination is consisting of 3 stages. You don't get anything if you write mains and fail in the mains. Rather, you will be stuck in this loop forever. So in order to avoid this stucking in the loop, so better prepare what you are supposed to prepare. So during November, December, and January, please focus on your optional and answer writing. This is the peak time to do that. Okay, what your target should be: at least finish 2 GS papers. GS1, GS2, or GS2, GS3, and preferably add GS4 to these 2 GS papers, and try to finish at least 1 paper of your optional, and preferably that should be your paper 1. Okay, at least 2 GS papers and 1 paper of your optional should be finished by January. Okay, if you are a first timer and feeling very fearful about the prelims, start your prelims preparation from the January. Or if you are already given prelims, trust me, you will get sufficient time even if you start from the February and prepare nicely. Okay, so first timers, preferably start your preparation of prelims preparation from January. And for others, those who have given already 2 or 1 attempt, go for prelims from February. Okay, so that is how you should plan these days. Okay, and the next thing I would like to talk about is CSAT. Okay, for me, ideal target that we should kept in our mind in order to clear CSAT is 90 to 110 marks. You should be focusing on getting 90 and 110, not 150, and at the same time not 70, 80. Okay. And ideally, how many questions that you should be aiming? 50 to 55 questions. Never ever aim for 70 questions, or never ever take risk with keeping a target of 30 to 35 questions. Okay. And Robobai especially asked me to talk about this, like how can one definitely clear the CSAT, and how can one can avoid the trap of CSAT. The key to clear CSAT is to solve easy to medium questions across all sections. What I mean to say, even though you are from the non-maths background, never ever leave questions from the easy questions from the math section. Okay. So I'll simplify this. There will be three sections: maths, reasoning, and comprehension. And in each three sections, there will be easy questions from maths, medium questions from maths, and hard questions from maths. This will be same across the sections. So your target should be solve easy to medium questions from maths, from comprehension, from reasoning. If you can do this, no one can stop you from clearing the CSAT. But why people fail in CSAT is that they think that some particular area is their strength. For example, comprehension. Many non-math students think that comprehension is their strength. They solve simple questions from comprehension, medium questions from comprehension. They will also take risk with some comprehension passages, and they will do a lot of negatives, and they will waste their time. Rather than solving tough questions from any section, go to other section, try to solve the easy questions from there. If you see the maths paper, even 2023, there are some 5 to 6 easy questions. If you are missing out those easy questions, you are missing out the bus of mains. Okay. So from maths background or non-maths background, does not matter. Prepare for easy to medium level questions across the sections. Okay. Non-maths background students can pick up some themes from the reasoning and maths. For example, number series, calendar, clock. These kind of themes can be picked up, and they can be prepared well so that you can save your time, improve your accuracy, and improve your chances of clearing CSAT. Okay. So what are the sources? There are no particular sources for the CSAT, but I would highly recommend you to solve all comprehension passages of previous year questions. Solve the 2013 comprehension passages, check with the official UPSC key, then now try to cross check. Does your way of thinking matching with the UPSC way of thinking? If it is matching, well and good. If it is not matching, try to match your way of thinking with the UPSC way of thinking. That is one strategy. And for arithmetic and reasoning, if you are from non-maths background, there are wonderful lectures in YouTube. Just search them. Any YouTube channel, try to practice. That is the key. Many people what will they do? They will hear a particular lecture, note down the formulas and note down some tricks, but they never care to practice the questions. Okay. Just like we do many revisions with the GS, we should do many iterations of practice. Practice the same question and again and again. Change the numericals in a particular problem and solve the question again. With this, accuracy and the time will be improved, and that will save your day for the CSAT. Okay. Now let's move back to the paper one of prelims. In GS paper, again, many beginners will fall into this trap. They will watch the 2019 or 20 toppers videos, and they will be saying medieval history is not that important, so that you can leave it. And some second and third attempters think that we know everything, advanced concept, polity advanced concepts we have done, so we don't need to read NCERTs of polity. Both are wrong. Key is to cover all the subjects, be it art and culture, be it science and technology, or be it international relations. Try to at least cover 1 or 2 readings of all the subjects. If you are neglecting one subject, UPSC may ask 10 to 15 questions from that subject itself, and you will be banging your head. Please don't do that. And for the veterans and my friends, please don't think that we know all the advanced concepts, so there is no need to read the NCERTs. UPSC actually asking so many questions from NCERTs, at least 5 to 6 questions. especially from the political science and the geography. If you see the geography, many people will think that 11, 12 NCRTs are enough. We don't have to read 6 to 10th. They are the school level books. But actually, UPSC asking questions every year. 1 or 2 questions are coming from NCRT. So don't do that. Please don't skip NCRTs. Do NCRTs properly. And one more mistake. I have seen this is like a mass phobia. Like solve as many questions as possible, solve as many mocks as possible. Some people will claim that they have solved 100 test series and they have cleared prelims with comfortable margin. That may be true, but they have developed the art of solving MCQs before solving the 100 test series. So what you do, try to develop the art of solving MCQs. Try to develop the art of identifying the traps, identifying the wrong statements, then try to solve the mocks. So how can you develop the art of identifying traps? Again, go back to previous year questions. UPSC will set similar traps across the years in statements. For example, they will change the name of second place. I'll tell that with an example. This year they have asked Amarkantak Plateau is located in the junction of Narmada, Vindhyas and Sahyadris. What they did, they cleverly changed the second name. It is not Sahyadri, it should be Satpura. And if you look at it very closely, Sahyadri and Satpura start with the letter of S. This is how UPSC will set the traps. Because in the rush, we usually skim through the statements, and as we reach the last end of the sentence, we rarely keep that much of pinpoint focus on latter words. So UPSC changes facts in the latter part of the statements. If you can do this analysis, if you can identify these kind of traps, whenever you are solving UPSC paper, your mind and your focus directly goes to those traps, and you can avoid those traps. In this way, again, you can reduce your mistakes and improve your timing. That is why doing previous year questions and identify traps are more important than solving n number of mocks. Okay. Then again, many beginners will have this doubt, sir, how many times we should revising some particular book. Some topper will say that they have revised Lakshmikant 20 times. But don't get panicked. They have revised Lakshmikant 20 times during the course of their journey. They might have given 4 or 5 attempts, and it is very natural. With each attempt, they will be revising the books many times. But for beginners, I feel you should be revising standard books twice or thrice, and current affairs once or twice. That is a reasonable target. Don't get panicked by some topper telling they have revised books n number of times. Then one more pitfall that we should be avoiding, and many people won't tell, is that don't over prioritize current affairs. Many times we see people throwing their standard books away and roaming with the PT 365 in their hands just before the prelims. That is not a way. Prioritize current affairs, but proportionately. If 20% of questions coming from the CA current affairs, give 20% of your preparation time. If it is 30%, give 30%. That is how we should do it. And one more tip or one more suggestion I would like to give, read current affairs from now only. Don't wait for the PT 365 and don't cram current affairs. Rather, UPSC cleverly asking second layer or third layer of current affairs. For example, if particular topic is in news, UPSC directly not asking that topic. Rather, they are going to the background, layer 1, and background of that background, layer 2. That is how UPSC is generating the question. So we should also prepare like that. If one particular topic is in news, don't just read the news and throw it away. Rather, go back to the layers, go back to static, then prepare it. Then you can expect questions from that. Okay. One analogy I would like to give, current affairs are like vitamin supplements that should be taken on daily basis rather than consuming in bulk. If you consume in bulk, it will become poisonous. If you do it on the daily basis, it will nurture you. So read current affairs just like vitamin supplements. So that's it about the prelims general things. Like maybe in the future, we may discuss particular things like how many questions to be attempted, how should be attempted, and what are the types of questions that we should be leaving, what are the types of questions on which we can take risk. These kind of questions we will take in the latter part, or March and April. Now it is time to strengthen your basics. Now it is time to clear your vision If you have the clear vision, then this journey becomes easy. So for that, I think these points are enough. Now we are moving to the mains part. Mains is nothing but your prelims content plus perspectives from the newspaper and your common sense. Combined it, that will be your content. And answer writing is like a algorithm. There is a series of steps that you should be going through while writing answers. If you can develop that algorithm by yourself, well and good. Otherwise, mentors like RoboBuy and others people will help. But don't treat mains as a devil. Don't treat answer writing as something very expensive thing, very expansive thing. No. Mains is, again, I'm telling, prelims content plus some perspective, put it together, develop an algorithm of answer writing, introduction, body, conclusion, then body made dimensions, then your mains preparation is done. Now, then you have what you have to do, practice, 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 and revise. But what people do, they won't restrict themselves to the prelims content and perspectives from the newspaper. They will be keep on searching for the material. This topper notes, that topper's notes, this faculty notes, that faculty notes, current affairs classes, everything, and their mains will be messed up. And when you go back to the mains paper, they will be asking very general questions and we will be fumbling before UPSC. Okay, so keep it very simple for the mains, but key is to practice and revise. Again, I told key algorithm, introduction, body, conclusion. Every topic, your mind should be searching for 3 points. What can I write in introduction? How should I frame my body? And how should I write conclusions? You should go that way. Tune in your mind. November, December, January, you have 3 months. In 3 months, you should train your mind 1,000 times, 2,000 times. Take some topic. Think of introduction, body, conclusion. Introduction, body, conclusion. That is a one layer of algorithm development. Then in the body itself, you should be able to generate some dimensions. If you can do this, answer writing is a cakewalk for you. Then it is all about paper completion and practicing. One thing I would like to clarify again, you don't have to take test series compulsorily. On a matter of fact, I'll tell you, I never ever enrolled for a paid test series. Rather, I took some coaching test series papers, wrote it for myself. Then I have compared my answers with the model answers. If there are good points in my answer which are not there in the test series, I have highlighted them with separate color. And if there are good points in the test coaching's model answer but not there in my answers, I have added those points with a red pen. In that way, my answers looked original. I preserved my original nature. At the same time, I have also enriched my content with the help of model answers. With this way, I have been able to clear three mains so far. So I think it can also work. If you are in a situation where you can't afford coaching, where you can't afford test series, there is no need to. And if you can afford, but if you think that test series people are misleading you or misguiding you, you can safely skip that. You don't have to face the fear of missing out. Okay. Now people will say, ki, sir, how can we generate dimensions? How can we generate things? Keep it very simple. You don't have to do a lot of mnemonics. You don't have to develop a framework. Rather, you have the syllabus in your hand. There are a lot of dimensions in the syllabus itself. If there is a general question, try to think of historical, sociology, how this topic impacts the society, how it impacts the geography, how it impacts the polity, how it impacts the economy. Go like that. It is a very easy process. Or if you are like a little bit good or little bit advanced stages, you can also go within the subject. If there is a question from the geography itself, for example, you remember the chapter names of geography NCRTs, right? Geomorphology, then climate, then vegetation, then oceans, then environment, then humans. Try to develop this dimension thinking nature within you. Then your answers started to look better, started to look comprehensive. Okay, I'm going a little bit general so that I can give you idea, but I cannot dictate you like this is how you should be thinking. Okay, so this is how you should generate the dimensions. One, on broader level, you can generate dimensions across the subjects. In the deeper level, in the advanced level, you can generate dimensions from the subject itself. If you take the urbanization, it is the topic from society as well as geography. So try to generate dimensions from the index of society NCRT and the geography NCRT. There you have impact on women, impact on children, impact on the communication, impact on the caste. Society dimensions are over. Now come back to geography. Impact on connectivity, impact on transportation, impact on the settlements. Geography dimensions are over. Now your answer have 10 dimensions. That would be comprehensive and very good answer. Okay. Then coming to intro, I think everyone knows this. People will try to do n number of things for intro. They think that we will be creating next Mona Lisa in our mains paper, but they actually what happens, you will be writing kuch bhi, like anything in introduction in the actual mains examination. So rather than going for these extremes, like you don't try to create Mona Lisa or don't try to again draw the painting of Majnu Bai, rather than we will compromise. Let's settle for a middle ground. For any topic, you can write introductions in three ways. One, definition, data, and context. For example, if there is a technical word, go for the definition kind of approach. Better, easy way, and in that way you can directly address the demand of the question as well. Or there is like question from economy, questions from polity, or question from some agriculture, and you don't have the proper definition or proper keyword in your question, then go for the data. For example, if there is a question on agriculture and there is no keyword in the question, what are the problems with Indian agriculture? For example, this question came. You can't define agriculture and you can't contextualize the things. So you can go for the data approach, like this number of people depending upon agriculture in India. That would be a good way. And sometimes you don't have the data and you don't have the definition, then go for the context. Recently this term is in news, then start the answer. So in this way you can simplify on your approach how to write introductions. You don't have to listen to 2 hours long lecture, or you don't have to go for separate courses, or you don't have to visit your mentor for 1 hour waiting time and he'll be telling the same. So definition, data, context, these are the three keywords for introduction. And when it comes to conclusion, again many people will go mad, like we should be writing the best conclusion. But things, what will happen in actual mains examination, I'll tell you. In the 10 markers, you will be having so much of content with you. You don't have the time and you don't have the space to write conclusion. In many 10 markers, you won't be even writing the conclusion because there is no space and there is no time. But in 15 markers, you will be writing conclusions. For them, you can go with again simple approach. Pick some keywords, subject specific keywords, demographic transition, structural transformation in Indian economy, fiscal prudence, these kind of keywords, try to use them in conclusion. Or there are some sector specific targets for the government, doubling the farmers' income, 25% of manufacturing by 25, something like that. Try to pick sector specific targets, try to quote them. Or if it is a society answer, prepare a quote in the society section. Whatever the question is, then you can write that. Okay, that is about the conclusion. I would like to summarize entire thing in one thing. In UPSC preparation, your substance should take precedence over style. Many people will think that they will finish this journey, they will do this thing in style. Don't go for the style, substance over style. That is the key to clearing the UPSC examination. Robobai, that is it from my side. I have tried to identify few topics.
ओके अखिल भाई, भाई ऐसा है कि किसी के जो भी डाउट्स हो, ग्रुप सेक्शन ओपन कर दिया है, तो आप एक एक करके अपने जो भी क्वेश्चंस है वहां पर लिख दीजिए. अखिल भाई वहां से ग्रुप से जो भी डाउट्स होंगे आपको एक एक करके आंसर करते जाएंगे. यहाँ पर अगर अलाउ करेंगे सबको तो काफी दिक्कत हो जाएगी. अखिल भाई ग्रुप में क्वेश्चंस डाल रखे हैं लोगों ने, तो एक एक करके आंसर्स कर देना.
ओके भाई. So far, no questions received, and as I'm getting the things, I'll be answering. Okay, one is essay writing. So, Ravikiran
भाई
Reddy garu.
ऊपर से थोड़ा ऊपर से स्टार्ट करना 8 बजे के 8
Okay.
मिनट से क्वेश्चन है ऊपर.
Okay, 8 से. So okay.
वीडियो से
I think
चैट स्टार्ट हुई है उसके बाद से.
okay. Are we supposed to ask readouts also? Then after that, I'm taking the questions. Like how to deal with the self-doubt after repeated failures in between. By this is a process, and in this process, we either get everything or we lose everything. But this is only happen when we give up the things. But if you see it very closely, we will be gathering so many things. Like we will learn so many things. Try to appreciate those things. For example, I'm very sure your comprehension speed will be double compared to your graduation mates, and your general knowledge about the things will be much more than your peers. So try to appreciate the fact that in UPSC you will be learning a lot of intangible things. You will be gaining a lot of intangible things. I'll tell you an example of my friend who is given 9 attempts in UPSC and didn't get interview call also. But when he gone back to its private sector, he told me that by after UPSC preparation, any topic, any subject, he's from the mechanical engineering and he's doing very good in software industry. He's telling ki by after UPSC subjects, none of the subjects feeling like that hard. Now I'm feeling that ki I can rule the private sector. So that is how the things are. You are gaining lot of intangible things, but you are not appreciating the things. So I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. Lot of things you are gaining, so try to appreciate that, then this thing will don't come up. Then current affairs के लिए monthly magazines follow कर सकते हैं. Definitely, if you have the current affairs backlog, don't try to read the newspaper. Try to cover up from the monthly magazine, and it is advisable for you to read monthly magazines for both the prelims and mains. Don't think that I'll read monthly magazine for prelims and mains 365 for the mains. Don't do that. Right now only read the monthly magazines and read it from the both the perspectives, prelims and mains. Abhi, you have to prepare content for the some previous year questions options. That would be better. It would be very nice if you can sit with your group of friends, or if you can sit with yourself only. Then try to at least Google some options. UPSC have this habit of asking questions from the previous year options. So it is again highly recommended to go through that. Okay. Ravikiran Reddy garu, how to start essay writing? Please remember that you don't have to read something for the essay. Whatever you read for the GS will be sufficient for the essay content. So try to start essay writing after you finish 50 to 60% of your GS syllabus. And before start to write essay answers, before that 30 days or 40 days, try to inculcate in habit of reading one topper's essay before you going to sleep. Okay, after reading so much, you will be very tired. So before going to sleep, open up random toppers essay, try to read one essay, then sleep. Do this process for 30 to 40 days, then start on essay writing. That would, in that way, you can write better. At least you will have the idea of how to structure an essay and how to start and how to proceed an essay. But I am very sure without practicing essay writing, right, without writing 15 to 20 very bad essays, you can't write a decent essay. Okay, so develop that reading habit, then write 15 to 20 very bad essays. Don't worry about the quality, then your essays start to look better. Handwriting कितना मैटर करता है कि your handwriting should be pleasant. It should not be it doesn't necessarily to be beautiful, but it should be like examiner should not feel burdened to read your handwriting. That is the main rule. People know that they will get very less time to read one particular answer and awarding marks. So we should not complicate the things for the examiner. One thing I would like to suggest, if your answer is very clumsy, like if your handwriting is not so good, try to give proper spacing between the words between the sentences, then your handwriting starts to look better. Try this and you will realize the difference itself. Mistakes that we should be avoiding, I have told actually. Don't falsely just like blindly follow the test series. Do the previous year questions properly. Again, don't over prioritize current affairs. Prioritize the contextual current affairs as well as the static books. These two major mistakes we will commit. Ethics answer writing is again, it's ethics may you will get less time to write answers and less space to write answers. So again, same GS like method. In ethics may we have the standard framework of starting with the definition of keyword, try to have 2 to 3 examples, one from administration and one from general example. Then try to open up the dimensions within the ethics answers as well. For example, if the questions come from the attitude chapter, attitude is comprised of cognitive, affective and behavior component. So if there is a question on the attitude, try to structure your answer into these 3 things. If there is a question on the emotional intelligence, self-awareness, social awareness, try to divide your answer into that. So in that way, your answer look comprehensive and better. Ritika asking till what extent one should do research of prelims PYQs. First of all, try to solve all of them. Rather than going for the topics and the options research, try to identify a pattern, like what kind of traps UPSC is setting, what kind of questions they are asking, and what kind of options they are framing. Try to do this. If you have time, then go for the previous year questions key content development. Okay, Unstoppable asked, sir, how to make notes of every subject for the mains, like toppers say make 2 pages notes of every topic. This is an ideal. Having 1 page notes or 2 page notes for every topic is an ideal situation. But in reality, many times we don't have 1 page notes for many topics. Many people will do notes for 40 topic or 40% of topics, and they will use the notes of toppers. They will use the notes of coaching. This is very normal. Okay, 2 page notes are ideal. Try to do as much as you can, and I will try to share some of my 1 page notes with RoboBuy, and RoboBuy will share here. But don't think that 100% topics should be done, then only mains will be cleared. It is not true. For those who have given mains, try to identify at least 2 of your weakest papers. Give 1 month or 15 days of each or 20 days of each. Try to give equal preference to both the papers. Try to do them. Try to strengthen your basics in that papers till the results. For example, if your GS3 is weak, do the GS3. If your optional paper 1 is weak, do that one. Try to do 2 GS papers or 2 papers before the results means. So when to cover ethics and essay? I think ethics should be covered in this period, November, December, January. Pick any month, try to do ethics in that day, in that month. It should be done, because doing ethics between prelims and mains is not very recommended, and it is very suicidal. Chirag, a very nice question, sir. How to represent different aspects of answer without breaching the word limit? Be very crisp. That's why toppers say, or when coaching say that you should be writing your answers in points format. This is also one of the reasons. If you write in paragraphs, many words will be used in explaining the point. Rather than doing that, try to write crisp point, then add an example. Crisp point, add an example. In that way, you can use less words and express more, and you should cover as many dimensions as you can. I forgot to do this, Ishika. Sir, revisions ka tips. Very good. I think from now onwards, first 2 hours of your day should go for revision. Revision is extremely feels like boring. So don't keep revisions for your end part of your day. Rather, keep revisions for the first 2 hours of your day. In this way, 2 things will happen. One, your mind subconsciously realize that you are prioritizing revisions, so it starts to focus better. Second, in the initial part of your day, if you revise, you will feel some confidence that I have done these topics, I remember these topics. So your energy will be carried out, that positive energy will be carried out throughout the day. So for this psychological reason and practical reasons, ideally you should be revising first 2 hours of your day. Then don't over revise as well. One tip I always suggest to aspirants is that while you are revising, be very active. Don't be a very passive revision doer. What will people do? They will keep on reading the text again and again without doing much. There is a concept called active recalling, and I follow the concepts of mental revision. I'll pick a topic, close my eyes, I'll try to recall as much as I can about that topic. Then some points definitely I will not be able to remember. So I will search for those points in the book. In that way, I'm actually revising everything in my mind, then searching for those points which I failed to recall in the book. In that way, my revision looks like a game. My revision looks like a some challenge, and that makes the revision interesting. How to improve answer writing? Again, it requires a specific section. You can always improve our answers by adding examples, by simplifying the things. We many times create a palace in our minds, but we'll end up writing an answer which looks like an hut. That is the problem. We imagine a lot, but we reproduce very less. Rather than doing that, try to sync that. Whatever you imagine in your mind, whatever you are presenting in the paper, this difference can be reduced by writing answers again and again. Compare your answers with topper answers, compare your answers with model answers, and compare your answers with your peer answers. In this way, you can learn a lot in very less possible time. I'm not so good at managing job and preparation both together, so I'm skipping this. Anxiety, nervousness, confidence, these things are very common in UPSC preparation. What we should do, we should focus on the process. We should never think too much into the future, and we should never think too much into the past. Think about today, plan today better, execute it better, sleep well. Get up tomorrow fresh, plan for the day, execute the day, then sleep. If you can do this, if you can focus on the day, present day, then your anxiety stress will automatically comes down. So what to skip and what to read? This is the most common answers. For that, again, UPSC previous year questions will tells the answers. Go back to the last 10 years previous year questions, be it prelims and be it mains. You can clearly identify thematic repetition. Prioritize those themes in these 2 to 3 months. After that, if you have time, you can go for others. सर प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन से आंसर राइटिंग शुरू करें या जो करंट अफेयर्स में इशू होते हैं, try to at least do frameworks for the previous year questions. Whatever you have to do, take up a previous year questions, don't write, rather think. If the same questions come in this present context, what are the dimensions that I will be opening, and what are the facts that I will be putting, and what are the examples that I'll be giving in this answer. Then move on to the next question. Answer writing does not necessarily mean that you should be writing answers. Many times answer writing can be done in the mind itself, so please keep that in mind. Sir, how to manage time for both prelims and mains? Please don't separate prelims and mains. Many concepts are same in prelims and the mains. President chapter, common in prelims and common in mains. Try to look UPSC examination as a conceptual exam. You should learn 500 concepts. Don't separate it into prelims or the mains. That would be a better way to look at the UPSC examination. सर प्रीलिम्स के लिए अप्रोच बता दीजिए, लाइक कि मैम और सर प्लीज रियलाइज दैट यूपीएससी changed the pattern with respect to the options, but UPSC didn't change anything with related to the statements, with related to the traps, with related to the type of options they are framing. So please keep that in mind. Don't fall into this trap of UPSC pattern is changing. No, they have only changed the way they are doing the options, but the traps are same, type of questions, statements are same, and the types of themes are same. Everything is same. So try to prepare in that way. You should be able to identify a statement whether it is true or false. Okay, the elimination with respect to falsifying a statements are same, but only the elimination. See, earlier it used to happen. If you know that the third statement is wrong, then you can many times able to eliminate options as well. But this time it eliminated. But the techniques that you use to falsify the statement 3 are still intact. So please keep that in mind. Yes, I have attempted every question if I can eliminate at least one option. Sir, can we skip newspaper? See, if you are a full-time aspirant, you should be prioritizing the newspapers. If you read the newspaper, you will be able to strengthen your comprehension skills. Many times, newspaper will give you a contextual understanding about the topic, and we remember the facts well. And many times, newspaper will also highlights the important topics that we should be revising better in the static part. And most importantly, newspaper will give you a lot of fodder material for mains, which is extremely crucial. If you can't get that from the newspaper, then no one can give you that. So better try to not to skip newspaper, try to read newspaper as much as you can. But if you are a working aspirant, then you should be skipping the newspaper, keeping the cost to benefit ratio. Current affairs, try to read from the last April 2023 to April 2024. That would be an ideal target for the current affairs. While reading NCRT, be like a kid. Be very curious. Try to do those exercises which are there in NCRTs. In that way, you will enjoy the NCRTs, and don't try to mug up the facts from NCRTs. Rather, you should be understanding the concept and enjoy the concepts rather than writing, note making, etc., etc. See, क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड बाय द प्रोफाइल नेम AK मेंस का, जैसे कि सर ने कहा कि बहुत रिसोर्सेस हॉन्टिंग की टेंडेंसी रहती है, हाउ टू अवॉइड दैट? सिंपल, whenever you are feeling like you are not reading enough, go back to the previous year question, see it, or go back to the topper's copy, see it. You will realize that topper's answers are very simple and they look very childish. But the reality is that that is the true nature of UPSC mains examination. In that pressure, in that situation, reproduce that much of contents will be very, very difficult. So you don't think of doing PhD stuff with respect to main syllabus. If you can provide simple, commonsensical answer in those 7 minutes and the 10 minutes, your job will be done. If you realize this, there will be no haunting feeling related to the resources. I have done ethics from Atul Garg sir notes. Those videos I have watched in 2019, and from there it has been consistent journey. Like every time I'm scoring 100 plus only with those notes. So I think that can be looked up to. So you don't have to make notes for every GS subject. For example, for Lakshmikant, you don't have to make notes. For Spectrum, you don't have to make notes. But for some topics, science and technology, since we don't have any standard book, you have to make some notes for science and technology, because we will be Googling ISRO website, NASA website, or Ministry of Department of Science and Technology website. So from that, we can't revise them again. So for those kind of subjects, make notes. But for polity, for Spectrum, for PMFIAS kind of resources, don't need to make notes. Yes, Abhi, try to figure out your accuracy. Rule is very simple. If your accuracy is high, you can safely attempt 70 and come back well. But if your accuracy is low, you have to attempt more number of questions. But between 70 to 90, how many should be attempted and how many should be left is generally up to you. But if you want very specific help, I can help. If you can eliminate even a single option in the prelims examination, attempt those questions. If you can't eliminate even one option, then don't attempt that question, be it if you have attempted already 70 or 90. That would be better to judge, like how many should be attempted and how many should be left. How many should be attempted? Very simple. As many as questions in which you have eliminated at least one option. So I think if you left with 1 month before the mains results, identify one most weakest paper across 7 mains papers. Try to do that. Try to add value. Try to practice answers. And try to make notes on particular paper. That will be enough. No. Don't go for the prelims preparation as now. If you are a beginner, go from January. If you already given an attempt, then go for February. Like how to ignore idiots when they poke you consistently. Smile at them. Tell ki, acha bhai, whatever you are saying is true. I should be changing my preparation. I'm going in a wrong direction. Then smile back again. Go back to your room. Evaluate. Are you going in right direction or not? If you think you are going in a right direction, go with that. If you think that idiot given you some constructive idea, then try to evaluate that. Is it suitable to me or not? If it is suitable, adapt it. If it is not, then. But if they are poking you just to disturb you, don't let them win by getting depressed or getting sad. Try to win over them by giving a smile. Be very positive inside, but if they are poking, just smile and move away. 2026 is a long journey. Try to finish NCRTs, then try to be comfortable with the newspaper by 2024. If you can do that, you are in a very right direction. I'm answering to the Simran Singh. Ancient medieval culture NCRTs every single time, or Tamil Nadu books plus class 11th and 12th NCRTs. Don't do that. Write answers. Be it a childish answer or a nursery level answer. Write your answers first, then compare your answers with the coaching answers, compare your answers with topper answers. But don't read, then write. This will be difficult. Okay, you will be end up copying some content. Yes. For GS2, GS3, you will be reading so much with respect to the prelims. You'll be reading polity, economy, science and technology, environment, international relations. So GS2, GS3, knowingly, unknowingly will be covered. But GS4 will not be covered if you read prelims. So better prioritize GS4 now. Robobai, I think questions are over. More or less, I have covered. And things are getting repetitive.
Okay, bhai ji. Thank you, bhai.
One question lastly. Sharda Mishra asked, sir, प्रिपरेशन राइट डायरेक्शन में है या नहीं, कैसे डिसाइड करें? सेल्फ प्रिपरेशन में या बहुत डाउट होता है. वेरी ट्रू. Many people will face that doubt. If you think you are going in try to develop a checklist. These number of books have to cover. These number of revisions I should be doing. And if I write mocks, I should be getting 50% of your marks. If you can tick everything is right, then you are going in a right direction. If you are reading the book which you have decided earlier, then you are going in right direction. But if you are keep on purchasing the books, then you are going in a wrong direction. So self preparation aspirants, please prepare your book list, fix it, try to add boxes to that and stick it on the wall. As you continue preparing, you should be ticking those boxes. This book is done. Revision 1 is done. Revision 2 is done. Now I will give you a mock, or I will solve the previous year questions. If I can solve 60% of previous year questions right from that particular chapter or particular subject, then you are going right. If you are able to solve only 30%, then give it one more revision, then again solve the question. In this way, you can constantly check, are you going in right direction or you are drifting away? Robo bhai, that's it. I think I have solved all the doubts.
Thank you, bhai. कम्युनिटी के लिए काफी टाइम निकालने के लिए।
My pleasure,
थैंक
boy.
यू सो मच
Anytime.
गाइस, थैंक यू गाइस।